Thursday, January 9th, 2020. Day trading recap. Bed Bath & Beyond was the big one today. It had earnings and it dropped a lot. Looking at the daily chart, you could see that the drop from around closed yesterday at around 1665, and it dropped all the way down to 1450 to open. So $2, pretty big drop. So I got in late. I was not able to trade this morning, which was unfortunate because when you look at the 15-minute chart, there was a moment here where I would have gotten in before I actually did get in. You could see at the open, big drop, then a big recovery kind of halfway up. So, I mean, it came all the way down in the first 15 minutes to about 1365, and it went all the way back up to 1408. So that's a decent pop. And then another red bar coming down. When it get this little spike up, this little indecision doji with the little spike up, and then it dropped a little, I probably would have gotten in right after that because that's a sign that buyers were trying to bring it back up, couldn't, and sellers won out. And there was a restriction on this. There was the uptick rule, so it wasn't guaranteed you would have gotten in when you wanted to get in. So I got out at, so I wanted to get it around 1360 there. I would have anyway if I had seen it, but I wasn't able to trade this morning. So when I did eventually get to the computer, I was already looking at this, basically up to this point. So I actually played a pullback. When you look at the movement of the stock right now, and I'm a little, I wish I kind of held on to more shares, but you can see I partialed out where I did. I just didn't feel like holding it much longer because of this kind of steep drop. I feel like it could drop a lot more, especially when you look at the moving averages here, or the 200 daily moving average, simple moving average. It's right here. I feel like it's going to get down to there. I feel like I could hit that, and that's right around 13 anyway. So you could see that possibly happening, but you never know. Sometimes they don't. It's just when you see a gap either towards or through a 200 moving average, it kind of has a tendency to either touch it or just blast through it. And when it's this close, I feel like it's likely going to do that. But again, now it's popping up a little bit again. There's no way of knowing. So I just got out all my shares, and you could see, well, now it's back up to 1338. Who knows? I could have just kept moving my stop above the 8 EMA here. Hopefully it wouldn't bust through. But I felt like I wanted to get all my shares out. I was close enough to my first target, which is 1331. So I played a pullback because you could see on here there is an indecision doji here on the 5-minute chart. So you can see it pretty kind of choppy, like we noted, and came back up, and then this little yellow bar with a topping tail, that's an indecision doji. It started this 5-minute candle here at 1356, tried to push up above the 8 EMA. Technically it was kind of above it because the 8 EMA at this point was 1355. Couldn't do that, and then dropped. It started to drop. So I got in right away when I saw it started to drop below the 8 EMA, and I got in at 1353. I got a nice big drop here. I didn't take any out. I waited for this one, which started to move away from that 8 EMA. I always get nervous when it moves too quickly. I like a nice smooth move and kind of gradual drop. But when it does this, then you're in scalp mode. So I scalped out less, I think like a third of my shares at 1339. And then this happened, and I didn't know what to do anymore because I felt like I didn't want it to just quickly pop back up. See, these topping tails, I feel like it's definitely going to keep moving down. But I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I just I wasn't able to trade this morning and do any research, so a win here is fine. So then I got the rest of my shares out at 1338. So from 1353 to 1339 and then 1338. At most a 15-cent drop. I'll take it. Wasn't taking a tremendous amount of shares, but enough to do a decent profit there. And I was just glad I got filled, actually, because I wasn't expecting that. So this is a play that I sometimes try to play when I see these. This is a typical short pattern that I like to work with, which is the 8 EMA and the 20 SMA. And when they catch up, once they meet, if the stock is moving smoothly along it, you short it there and ride it down. Here it wasn't moving smoothly, but it was using it as resistance. You can see it's like bouncing, getting close, hitting its head here, dropping some more, coming back up, and I played that pullback and got a nice drop on it. So see, it's at 1339. I think it's just consolidating here. I believe that even if it does shoot above the 8 EMA and hits close to the 20, I feel like it might continue down for the rest of the day. I don't know. There's no way of knowing, but I didn't want to risk it, so I got out. So that was my trade. Bed Bath & Beyond, BBBY, and I was happy with that because I wasn't even expecting to trade much. Like I said, I wasn't able to hop on this morning with some stuff going on. So hope everybody had a decent trade. If you took BBY and you got a nice short, if you did, hopefully you got the opening. I think if I was watching it on the 1 minute at the open, you would have had a pop-up green bar above the whole above VWAP, but you see that 200 moving average on the 5 minute. Then a red bar and then a drop here. I think I probably would have taken it around here within the first 5 minutes at 14.28. Maybe put your stop just above this little green candle, maybe like 50 cent, 43. 14.28, you could have ridden that all the way down to about 13.58 in that area. So that would have been a nice little short to start the day. If you got filled, again, it was probably on restriction right away because it was dropping in the pre-market. I don't know what it's going to do from here on out. It looks like it's moving its way back up, but I'm done with it. So could play a pullback here maybe, but it's a little risky at this point. So good luck trading. Be back Friday hopefully.